Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another process to draw another shape on SVG, or you can say Scalable Vector Graphic. Okay, this time we are going to learn how to draw polyline on SVG. Prior to this session, we discussed about polygon. This time we are talking about polyline. So we will start from basic itself, like what is polyline, why do we need polyline, how we can draw the polyline, and what all points we are supposed to pass in order to draw different kind of polylines. Okay, but before we start the discussion, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for timing, we are just focusing on the polyline, but prior to that, you should know what is SVG, what are the basic things that we are supposed to use, or basic attribute that we are supposed to pass for SVG. Okay, and it would be more better like if you have watched those sessions where we discussed about other shapes like rectangle, polygon, circle, right? So because this session is in the continuation of the same. Alright, so now it's clear that we are going to learn about the polyline. So for that, you can see I have already written the code, which is just a basic code. Like for polyline, we will write everything from scratch. We have just noted down the basic structure for HTML, where we have just mentioned the title in the head section. We have one heading, which is HTML by Tech Sharmit. Now you can simply save it and refresh it. So once you refresh it, you can see HTML by Tech Sharmit has been printed on the screen. After this, we will write here H2, which will show the another heading. So we will add another heading, which is process to draw polyline on SVG. Remember one thing, SVG is Scalable Vector Graphic. Okay, so process to draw polylines on Scalable Vector Graphic, or maybe we can make polyline. Now you can save it and refresh it. So now you can see new heading has been added. Perfect. Now those who know about canvas, they can easily relate the SVG here. Why? Because for drawing something with canvas, we need to add first the canvas, right? Similarly, to draw something on SVG or Scalable Vector Graphic, we need SVG window frame, where we will draw the things, right? Another difference between canvas and SVG is that, like in case of canvas, there is no need to include JavaScript. In case of canvas, we are supposed to include JavaScript, but in case of SVG, there is no need to include JavaScript. So this is the difference between SVG and canvas. Got it? Fine. Now what we will do, we will simply add one SVG, and then later on we will draw polyline on that SVG. Okay, so let me write here SVG. We will discuss theory as well, but for now I'm just preparing the basic setup that we need for drawing the things. So I'll write SVG here. Here I will write width equal 1000 pixel. Then we will set height would be 600 pixel. And now when you save it and refresh it, you can see there is nothing displayed on the screen. Why? Because we have not added border yet. So we are supposed to add border here, and that border will show us like how what all area it is occupying, right? So for that we will write here style border 5 pixel solid black. Now you can save it and refresh it. So once you refresh it, you will see that one proper border frame has been added on the screen on the browser. Now this is the place where we will draw the things. So you can compare it with a sheet or a piece of paper where you are going to draw the shapes or images. Clear? This is clear. Now what we will do after this, like we will draw a polyline here. And remember one thing, here we don't need a JavaScript. We can directly write the things. So for that we will write here what? We will write here SVG, not SVG. We will write here polyline. polyline. Okay, so before writing further thing, let's discuss what is polyline, because we have not discussed it, right? So the polyline, or this element, polyline element, is mainly used to create any shape. Okay, remember my point. It is used to create any shape that consists of only straight lines, but there is no enclosed thing, or you can say simply that each of the point, because we are going to create a line with several points, right? So they all are connected with each other. Let me repeat the definition. The polyline element is used to create any shape that consists of only straight lines, and each and every point, or you can say all the several points, are connected with each other. Okay, so this is called polyline element. Now in polyline, we all know that to draw a polyline shape, we need to pass some points. So to pass that point, we will use the points attribute, and this attribute will contain the list of point of the polyline, where each point must contain the x coordinate and y coordinate value. Okay, so these are the points that we are supposed to pass with a polyline. So now I think theoretically we are okay with this thing. Now it's time to see the practical. So let me add one polyline attribute here. Here I will apply points, which is an attribute. Okay, so in point, like, we are supposed to pass x and y coordinate together. So 0, 0 space 50, 150 space 100, 75 space 150, 50 space 200, 140 space 250, 140. Okay, so these are the points that I have specified here. Now if you simply save it and refresh it, you will see this kind of shape is coming here. So is this what we are looking for? No. Why? Because we have not applied anything as a style here. So let's apply a style. So here I'll write style, and this style we will set fill as none. Okay, and then you can simply save it and refresh it. So you will see that it is showing nothing. Why? Because we have just applied the fill and we are not using stroke or stroke width. So let's apply stroke here. So here I'll write stroke as red. Now you can save it. So by default it is showing a stroke line like this. Okay, so this is called polyline because each and every point is connected and this entire shape is composed of only straight line. Okay, so that's why we are calling it as a polyline. Now if you want to increase the width of the polyline, yes, you can do. You can simply write here stroke and width, and then you can set the width as maybe 4 or 5, anything you want, then save it and refresh it. So after the refresh, you can see now it is showing like this. In case if you want to change the point, let's say if instead of 100 I want to make it as 500, now save it, refresh it. So now you can see it is changed. Okay, although it is overlapping the line, but again this is a polyline because we have connected each and every point and it is composed of only single straight line, not single but a straight line. Okay, in case if you want to start it from somewhere else, so you can make it as maybe 40 and 40, save it, refresh it. So now you can see it is started from here. So this is how we can draw a polyline on a SVG. Now in case if you want to draw some other kind of polyline, let me show you another example. So here I'll remove this part and here I'll put 0, 40 space 40, 40 space 40, 40, 80, then space 80, 80, then space 80, 120, space 120, 120, space 120, 160. So these are the all points that we are passing here. Now save it and refresh it. So now you can see this kind of polyline has been populated on the web browser. In case if you want to apply fill color, yes, you can apply here. Let's say if instead of this I'll write to fill it with blue color or any other color, you can save it, refresh it. So now you can see this blue color has been added and this is called a perfect polyline that we have drawn here. Clear? So yeah, these are the all required pointers or steps that you are supposed to follow in order to draw a polyline on a SVG. I hope this entire session is clear to all of you. If you have any question, you can put the question in the comment section so that we can discuss it further. So yeah, in the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.